Ladies and gentlemen, for the 1027th time, it is the Mason and Friends show, featuring that dude called his Jewness.
What up, bitches?
And myself, aka Masonius. Welcome
Masonius
to the Mason and Friends show. Yeah, the big homie Tone that I work with that got sick recently and is out for a while calls me Masonius, the great Masonius. And I'm like, alright. And then he was not around for a couple of weeks, so I'm interjecting that nickname here.
There you go.
Out of a sign of respect to the homie. Get well soon, Big Tone.
I'm looking at this bare knuckle boxing
The BKFC?
on ice.
BKFC?
No, on ice.
On ice? Oh, like hockey players,
like,
but no hockey?
Yeah, they got the suits on and everything, just beating shit out of each other. Bare knuckle ice wars is what they call it.
Bare knuckle ice wars in hockey gear?
Yeah, skates and everything. Helmet.
I mean, I get,
no gloves.
I get skates, but like, do they have the shoulder pads and like uniform shirts?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's this right here. There they are, right there. Like, it's almost full gear. Not big. Like they wear a lot of pads, so they have some shoulder pad thing on, but no gloves.
Is there somewhere we can go and watch this?
This is at River Cree Resort and Casino in Alberta.
Alberta, Canada?
Yeah, you gotta go up to Canada.
No thanks, I'm good.
Crazy ass motherfuckers beating the brakes off each other on ice.
That's not enough to get me to go to Canada.
Yeah, nah. It ain't quite worth it. But that's just crazy to me, man. Like, they be fighting in hockey.
Well, have you seen the Russian ones where they fight in the car?
I've seen the phone booth shits or whatever, you know what I mean? I've seen like
literally somebody's behind the driver's seat, and I think they start with the other guy in the back seat. I'm not quite sure.
Holy fuck.
But then they MMA inside the car.
I mean, what the fuck, bro?
I know. Everybody's bored.
Is it a small car? Is it a roomy car? What are we talking about? Like a fucking Geo Metro, or is it like a fucking Honda Accord?
I feel like it's like a Lumina station wagon from like 1993.
Oh, so you can get all the way in the back.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of movement.
That's what they need. The National Lampoon station wagon. You know what I mean? Just take back seats out. And you have a war back in there.
Oh, absolutely.
They get you the little 4x4
Yeah.
by 4 arena.
Yeah, pretty much.
4 tall, 4 long, 4 high.
3-foot ceilings.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think that I think I like watching that. I've seen it a couple times float across, but I've never actually like tracked down like a.
And are they driving too?
No, they're not moving.
All right, cause fuck, incorporate moving and fighting. Like, you could do that if you would cage the guy off, like put plexiglass all around the driver door,
well,
the driver's side, you know what I mean?
Remember when WCW had like the chicken truck fight or whatever it was? There was like an open flatbed with like walls and a cage around it, and Dustin Rhodes was like fighting somebody in the back of this thing while it was driving down the highway live.
God damn it,
in
no.
like 1995 or something like that.
I got it.
It was spectacular.
It sounds amazing.
We had free pay-per-view back in the day. We had free pay channels at this one house we lived at because my dad bought a D-Scrambler box.
Yeah,
And I watched all that 90s pay-per-view shit. And that was a spectacular event. Dustin Rhodes wrestling somebody in the back of like it was like hay bales back there, and you know they were literally driving around turns and they'd fall over and roll into the side of the like it was nuts. If it was an open flatbed, they would have fell off at least 5 times each.
I could do WWE. I can't just say wrestling.
It was WCW.
WCW. Oh yeah,
WCW.
All right, that makes sense now.
Yeah, it jives. WCW with the back of a fucking truck driving down the road. You know, they're like in the country in Georgia somewhere. You know what I mean? They were driving down long-ass straight stretches of roads and then taking 90-degree turns.
March 19th, 95. Yeah, they literally in the back of the hay bale of like when you go ride around at the park at the fair, or not the fair, but when you go to like a cabbage or pumpkin patch.
Yeah, it's a hay bale truck where they throw all the hay into the back, and it's got walls.
I mean, it's a lot, bro. It's what they got to do? Climb out of the motherfucker?
I don't remember what the final
King of the Road match.
King of the Road match.
Dusty Rhodes versus Blacktop Bully. It looks like
Blacktop Bully.
I mean, he's trying to climb the cage. Dusty's trying to climb. Dustin's climbing the cage, and Blacktop's running him down. Oh, now he's hit him in the nuts. That's tragic. And now they're literally fighting. Yeah, that's a whole tractor trailer, bro. Yeah. Like 50 some odd feet.
Yeah.
With separate cage matches with a Sergeant Slaughter looking dude who's Blacktop Bully, who I never even heard of that motherfucker.
Yeah, I've never heard of him. Blacktop Bully sounds like a guy that was made up for that match.
1995. They literally got one police car behind them motherfuckers, bro. Down this back ass road. They're not going fast, but they moving, bro.
Hey, push that mic a little further away from yourself. Yeah,
they probably going about 25.
Dude, I think they get up to like 50 or 60.
Yeah, I mean they're moving right there.
Like they cooking in a few points, but they keep making these sharp turns and everybody's falling over in the back.
Yeah, there's different sections in the cage too. It's not like it's a whole tractor trailer work, but there's like separate doors and shit in between.
So you've now found a full-on video of it?
Well, yeah, I'm watching the video right now.
That's live action.
The whole match, 13 minutes long. They got a helicopter, a redneck on the other side of the road filming in the truck, and then one police in the back. I guess they need to climb into a certain cage because that's all they're doing.
To the front.
That's what it looked like. Yeah, you start in the back. Whoever gets to the front or
whoever blows the air horn first. I think that's what it was. I think they got up to the front and pulled on the tractor.
Yeah, because there was always something like ladder matches. You'd have to climb the ladder and grab the belt type shit. And
they should bring back King of the Road match.
They should, bro. You couldn't though. There's too many stupid ass goddamn DC people riding their bikes and shit down this road right now. Because there's trees and shit, leaves. Fucking
that's what Trump should have is like a special intermission for that MMA event.
Just have them come through DC, just beating the brakes off each other in the back.
Yeah, have somebody in the back of a flatbed.
Rampage versus fucking Iceman, just fucking
beating the shit out of each other in the back of a fucking truck.
Now they're rolling right there. They going at least 45, 50 right there. I mean, they zooming now, bro.
That was a grand event. I watched that live.
Wrestling was something else back in the day, man.
I guess I was 13 or 12. I would have been just turned
95.
13. Just turned 13.
I was 12.
Yeah, that was a spectacular time to be alive, having all the free pay-per-view wrestling.
You would have some crazy matches back in the day between fucking Mankind and I know
he was around. He was around a little after that.
Mankind and Cactus Jack was fucking thumbtack matches and like goddamn y'all, what the fuck, bro?
There was probably a 7 or 8 year span where things were just out of
violent
control.
Violent as fuck, bro. Yeah. No need for it.
It was kind of awesome though.
It was,
especially as like a teen watching that shit. That was amazing. You know, we're grown now. We're like, boy, that guy's gonna feel that tomorrow. But as a teen, we're watching that shit like, yeah, whatever.
Well, his brother or his son.
No, it's his brother. Cody?
Oh, yeah, Cody.
Cody Rhodes is Dustin's brother.
That's his brother. I thought it was his son.
I thought so, too, but then apparently Dusty had Cody when he was real old or some shit. Because he's way younger than Dustin.
Yeah, he's way younger. But yeah, he got his ass whooped the other day. Like, I don't know. I saw some joint. It looked like his eye was damn near popped out of his fucking head. I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know if that was real or...
Jeez.
Or maybe
I didn't see
that motherfucker had to go to the hospital, bro. Like, I mean, from the possible AI scene I was looking at, I was like, yo, what did he hit him with, bro? Like, he almost looked a little bit like fucking, hey, you guys. I'm like, this motherfucker right here. Yeah,
he was sloth-like.
Yeah, I don't know if that was real. That definitely happened the other day, that WrestleMania, though.
Yeah, they had a big event.
Which is on Paramount now, I guess.
Well, and they be talking about it on ESPN and shit. They cover wrestling on ESPN now.
Yeah.
Therein lies the real issue with 24-hour networks. Like, I get it. It's wrestling. It's kind of like a sports entertaining event in a sense. I sort of get it, but as much as I get it, I'm vehemently opposed to it.
Yeah.
Like, that's pro wrestling. They're their own lane. You leave them alone. Like, you can't, unless you're going to have like a pro wrestling show on ESPN where they talk about all the wrestling leagues, not just WrestleMania and WWF. Like, talk about the NWA and the AEW or whoever the fuck is out there. Remember, what is it, C3W that was at the Cannabis Festival? Cover all that shit.
Yeah, the little baby wrestlers. Yeah.
If you're going to cover it all.
Yeah, those fucking crazy fuckers wrestling at the damn Cannabis joint.
Dude, when it's like 100 fucking degrees out.
Yeah.
Madness, dude. Those dudes are committed. Like, because they were really throwing themselves around out there. They were really, really doing it.
All right,
it was hot as fuck.
It don't look as bad as the one I seen then. That one right there. It's fucked up though.
Oh, the Cody Rhodes?
Yeah, the Cody Jones. They're showing a bunch of stupid shit now.
They exaggerated how popped out of his head his eyeball was.
I guess it was just a crazy angle.
Well, that happens too.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
You get the right angle on it, and it really looks bad. And then you get a better angle, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I can live with that. We put a little bit of ice on that.
You're all right. You're going to be okay.
Oh
but that happens to these wrestlers, man. They get their whole head smashed up. Like, Undertaker had, like, his orbital eye sockets, like, destroyed at one point.
Oh, yeah. Them motherfuckers was...
But, like, he was riding around like it wasn't no thing.
Yeah.
And then, like, he went to the emergency room, like, my head hurts. Like, all of a sudden one day.
They, like, take the motorcycle over there, and they're like, yeah, you're blind out of your left eye, bro, type shit.
Pretty much. They're like, yeah, your left eye's about to fall out of your head. We got to rebuild your skull. Remember when he had the mask?
Yeah.
It was because he had his orbital rebuilt. And he didn't even know it was fucked up, and he was just out there taking chairs to the face and shit. Like,
that's when you know cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Bro, you know that man's lucky to be alive.
You act up to the point of your face is broken, you have no idea. You're just living your life.
One day you get a little low on blow, and you're like, my fucking head hurts, dude. I need to go to the hospital.
I got this fucking headache I can't get rid of.
I haven't been able to shake this headache for 3 days now. I guess not, dude. Your orbital socket is broken. And like pieces are gone.
Your eyes literally moving around in there.
Your bones have been broken into so many little tiny pieces. They've left the vicinity of where they're supposed to be.
Your bloodstream don't pick them bitches up.
Yeah. They got microscopic enough for the white cells to just pick them up and carry them off.
You tenderize them motherfuckers so many times with chairs.
Pulverization. Pure pulverization of the orbital eye bones. That's fucking nuts.
Well, they really would hit a motherfucker back in the day, though.
Oh, dude. They were smashing each other.
They would really hit a motherfucker back in the day. Which they may do that now, but they was really hitting a motherfucker back in the day. Especially when they would just... When Ric Flair would do them back slaps right across the motherfucker's chest, bro.
Yeah, he'd chop him. He'd Flair chop him.
You know feel all of that, bro. There's no way that feels good.
Yeah.
Even make-believe type shit.
Especially all day long.
Yeah.
You're doing that like 6 times during a match. Because Flair didn't have like the greatest of repertoire of moves in a sense. So he'd chop you at least 4 or 5 different times.
You was getting slapped around with that motherfucking faux show.
Yeah.
Woo! He's just like he out there. He just bitch slapping people. You know what I mean? Woo!
That was good stuff.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug. I mean, fuck. I just watched the video. I don't know if that was real or not, but they was talking about Stone Cold. They was talking about This Is Me in the Morning, and they had Stone Cold stunning, looked like Andre the Giant, literally 5 times in a row until he finally fucking fell down.
No, that's the Giant. That wasn't Andre the Giant. That's the Giant dude.
That's Giant. Okay.
Big Show.
Was it Big Show? It was one of them.
Big Show. He was the Giant before then. I think I've seen that.
Yeah, I remember the Big Show, but I couldn't tell which one it was. Yeah, he just literally stunned him. He finally fell down. He hit a jump. He's jumping up there to grab his ass and shit like that. Yeah, because the Big Show, he was just as big. He was a motherfucker. He's another 6'7", 6'9".
He was pretty monstrous, but I don't think he had whatever the disease that was killing Andre.
No, he didn't have the Andre shit.
Yeah. The Andre disease.
He was just a big motherfucker.
Yeah, he was just a real giant.
Yeah, he was just a legitimate... He was one of them big-boned motherfuckers that you hear about, you know? I mean...
Right.
He's literally big-boned and bodied.
Because even when he was slender, he was still fucking gigantic.
Yeah, I mean...
If he's not...
He definitely wasn't no 8-pound baby coming out that box, you know what I mean?
Definitely not. That dude came out the box like a 2-year-old.
Yeah. Like, this motherfucker's already got a mustache, bro. Like, what the hell? Hey, nurse, go ahead and trim that up when you go on in there and pat his ass.
For real. I mean? Yeah, he came out with a beard. Got a Fu Manchu.
Motherfucker's 2 foot. He's an infant already wearing a size 3 kid shoe and shit.
You know that movie where Wayans Brothers pretends to be a midget or whatever? That's like a...
Is that Little Man, I think?
I guess. He's like a midget that pretends to be a kid or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be that. Like, right out the box, you'd be like, are you sure this isn't a midget pretending to be a baby?
That's like old Martin.
Yeah.
God damn it. Classic shit.
Martin is classic. They don't make them like good old days. They don't make TV shows with the knowledge commercials are going to happen. Everything's made now like...
Do they even make TV shows?
Well, they do make some, but they don't make good comedy.
I mean, I just stream everything, so I don't even know if they actually still make shit.
Well, because everything you're watching is just there, so you don't even know if it came out 3 days ago or 3 years ago. It's old as fuck.
According to the graphics, it look like it's old as fuck, you know what I mean?
You got a bunch of shit with like full screen square pictures as the thumbnails.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't watching too much shit, you know what I mean?
You're in there watching like the Dukes of Hazzard and fucking 227 and shit like that.
The Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah, bro, I'm taking it back. I used to watch all the shit that was on the TV. All the shit. Well, not everything. If it had a good theme song, I was on it. That's why I love Sanford and Son. The Sanford and Son would bang in and out.
Yeah.
On the way in, that's on the way
classic.
out.
Faux show.
Always watching that. You got me with the theme song.
Yeah, I mean, that's usually how that'll get you hooked if it's good.
That's why Pee-wee's Playhouse freaked me out. That theme song shit was too much, dog. I used to change that shit. Like, because I like the ethereal part, but motherfucking when that shit... Like, that shit really fucking irked the fuck out of me as a little kid. If I tune into Pee-wee's Playhouse after that, I might fuck with it. But... if I caught the theme song, shit. Slim chances. Couldn't get through that shit. Changing the channel.
I don't even remember the Pee-wee.
You don't remember Pee-wee's Playhouse theme song? Shit's fucked up.
Nah, I don't. Nah. Pee-wee, man.
Here we go. Let's get this up in here.
That's crazy, because he would, back in the day, you would think that he would be the one of them pedophile fucks, you know what I mean, where he come across, but he actually isn't, you know what I mean?
No, yeah, he turned out to be a pretty good dude. Alright, here we go. This is it. So this part I like. You know, I'm a little kid, I'm jiving. I'm like, oh shit, this show looks cool as fuck. You know?
Yeah, I can dig it.
So Pee-wee walks by, right? And laughs. And at this point, I'm like, okay, I'm a kid, I'm watching this, I'm like, alright, this is probably gonna be a pretty cool show. I can dig it. There's a lot of interesting shit to look at. And now, this hits. See, and I wouldn't make it this far.
Nah, that song.
I'd change the channel.
I don't know nothing about that.
You know, and I'm a fan.
I watch Pee-wee, but
I'm a fan of Pee-wee, but
I don't think I've paid attention to the beginning of that, like the intro.
Yeah, it was terrible.
That is not that great.
Because it's got that wonderful, ethereal, just chilling vibe the whole way in. And then the camera cuts to inside the house. You know, that shit's on the outside of the house.
Yeah.
And then when the camera jumps inside,
That's when all the shit going on.
that's when all that song starts. And that's when I'm like, yo, I can't take this. And it's still going on. Like, they're still singing. Like, I couldn't deal with that pitch.
What's it, like a 2 or 3 minute intro type shit? I mean, goddamn. I mean, aren't they only like 30?
Yeah, it's
theme
2.5
song like 30 seconds usually?
It's 2.5 minutes of a theme of the intro.
Wow. That's a little excessive.
Yeah, it's a bit much.
I mean, usually they, maybe a minute? Nah, 30 seconds maybe at the most?
Yeah, it was 30 seconds to 60. That's the intro time average for like a good old show like that. So yeah, that was a bit much for me. I couldn't take it. I was a little kid, like, not quite traumatized by the intro to Pee-wee's Playhouse, but definitely uninterested after the high-pitched voice interjection for the second half of the theme, because that's at least a minute you're putting up with that.
Yeah.
And I couldn't make it.
Yeah, that was a little bit much.
Yeah. Catching Pee-wee's was fine, but that theme, shit. I'll be watching something else. And they had all kinds of stuff to watch back in those days on those 3 or 4 different channels.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was like, whichever channel you were on, you could usually watch it.
Yeah, some good classics back in the day, man. Magic School Bus, you know what I mean?
Fucking
Red
Woody,
Rainbow.
Woody the Woodpecker.
Woody Woodpecker, all the Looney Tune Jones.
Yeah. And
All
they
the
played
Looney
them.
Tune Jones, yeah.
And they played all that Looney Tunes stuff.
All the Looney Tune Jones,
All the
man.
offensive old ones and all sorts of stuff that was like, had weird vibes.
Yeah, fucking, not rapist, but, fucking Pepe Le Pu. He never really raped skunks,
He was
but
pretty
he was
close
like
to rapey, though.
He was like definitely a stalker.
He was a toucher.
Definitely a stalker and a handsy fuck.
If Pee-wee was, if Pepe Le Pew was a real human,
No, he's in jail.
he would have hand on ass every time
Yeah,
he met a
he's
chick.
in jail.
He wouldn't just like
He's
shake her
catching
hand
that,
or go for a hug like Big Mike does.
Yeah, nah.
He would like
He'd go for a hug, but he'd get a little ass.
he would turn it into an
Yeah,
ass
he'd get a little
grab.
ass. He'd definitely get top cheek. You know what I mean? If anything.
He'd be like,
You know what I mean?
"Don't worry, I was just checking to see if you had breast cancer.
Yeah, I'm just checking you out.
Just feeling it up, making sure you didn't miss nothing during your own self-examination." Yeah, man, absolute bananas. The good old days.
Yeah.
But like, I never wanted to be like Pepe Le Pew.
Nah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think Pepe Le Pew was like that kind of an influence where you'd be like, oh, now that's the way I want, like, because the cat, as in pussy, was never very pleased with the way Pepe Le Pew was up on her.
Yeah.
But it probably had a lot to do with how he smelled,
Yeah.
probably, because he was always trailing off the stank,
Yeah.
you know? But, like, I think his attitude definitely diminished his chances. Because the cat was always running away from him.
I think that's because he stunk. Well,
Maybe, but
cat
like,
probably not attracted to a skunk anyways, you know what I mean?
yeah,
So,
yeah. I don't know. They look pretty similar.
they look a lot like.
I bet if they were like living in a house and didn't stink, they'd like get along at least. Like if you had like domesticated.
Oh, they'd
skunk.
eventually fuck. Yeah, yeah.
If you had a domesticated skunk and a domesticated
motherfucker
cat.
ain't stink like that.
I don't think they're fucking in real life, but in the cartoon they would have if he wasn't stanking. Because your cat wouldn't have been able to fucking fight him off. The smell helped because other people would help because of the smell. People would be like, yo, we got to get that stank ass skunk out of here.
Yeah, get them all on out.
The cat would come through and the people would know that it was a cat. But they would also know that it was a skunk. And that's a horny skunk, dog. Every time he finds a cat, any skunk though, because the cat would always have the stripe on her back. And that's why he would think that it was a skunk, right? So whenever he met a skunk, even if it was a cat, he was like, yo, let's go. And the cat would be like, nah. So would the skunk probably. That's the cartoon to make. Pepe Le Pew hanging out with actual skunks and still getting rejected because he's too handsy.
Yeah. That'd be a good one.
Yeah. We got all the good stuff. I gotta get AI tasked up. Gotta get me an AI that makes shit. Tell it what to make.
Get that squared away.
Yeah. It's just continually be critical until it gets it right. It seems feasible, right? I can continue to critique a video. If I told the AI to make a video and then I critiqued it, and then they adapted it, then I'd have to critique it again. I could deal with that. Especially if I was making Pepe Le Pu, Warner Brothers style Looney Tune cartoons about him hanging out with other skunks that are now pissed at him for being too handsy and shit. You know.
That would, yeah.
And then I could like...
I don't know why they pick... I mean, I guess they kind of... well, then again, every episode was him just chasing that motherfucker, so he could have done the same thing.
Every Pepe Le Pew episode was him chasing a puss.
Yeah.
Thinking it was a skunk. So if we made the same thing, only it was like skunks in Skunkland, and Pepe Le Pew was like, yo, what's up? You're actually a skunk. And the skunk was still like, get your hands off my ass, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Quit sniffing my tail or whatever, like, whatever they do.
They definitely got to sniff ass.
But Pepe Le Pew could talk, but the cat never could. Do other skunks talk in Pepe Le Pew's Skunkland, or is he the only talking skunk? Because that would turn off skunks too, I would think. If you're an animal that doesn't speak and there's an animal that does, that's part of your species, you're going to ostracize that cat.
Yeah, I don't...
whatever.
I don't know. I would think that...
You know, like Mr. Ed didn't have any friends that were horses.
Yeah, because horse costs a lot of money. Though,
well, that's true. They
probably could afford one of them motherfuckers.
But, like, do you think if Mr. Ed hung out with other horses, he'd teach them how to talk?
Yeah, they would talk amongst each other. Every other movie and show, the animals talk.
Well, the animals, I think a lot of animals have like their own like communication things that we're not.
Yeah, they definitely talk between each other. But every other, like all the other Looney Tunes, people talked, used words. Yeah. Daffy Duck, Bugs Bunny.
All the animals did talk, and often there were humans that didn't talk.
Foghorn Leghorn.
Some of the humans talked, but not all of them. Like in a lot of those Pepe Le Pews, they're just people in the background that are like reacting and not really saying
George
anything.
didn't talk. Curious George, I don't think talk.
No, Curious George didn't talk. I don't. Yeah, no, he was just a real monkey.
Yeah.
Just a real curious monkey.
Which I seen that movie Primate last night.
I haven't seen this.
That's the new Amy Bad Gorilla. Amy.
Oh, there's an Amy Bad Gorilla 2?
Kind of, not really. Like
Congo 2?
Congo 2 semi. This motherfucking ape gets the rabies, and or this little chimp, and it's a house pet. You know what I mean? It's been living. You know, they grew up with this little motherfucker or whatever, and the dad's like deaf, and
that sounds like a really bad idea.
Yeah. So
having a monkey living with a deaf man.
Well, he lives with the family. Like they live in Hawaii or some shit like that.
But like that's a deaf man.
So monkeys,
they kind of tear us up if they.
Oh yeah, he was fucking people up. Like this fucking mongoose or some shit like that had rabies and got in his cage and bit the motherfucker, and then this monkey just starts spazzing out.
A rabid mongoose in Hawaii attacks a caged monkey.
Yeah,
and gives him rabies.
Yeah,
and then the caged monkey that lives amongst the family. Starts brutalizing and killing that family.
Because the trainer comes over to give him a shot. This is how the beginning of the scene opens up. The trainer goes to give him a shot, and the monkey's in the dark, like in his little playpen joint, just drilling and shit. You know what I mean? And you see like the little shadow of his face type shit. You know what I mean? And like he just snatches this guy's up. Yeah, he just snatches this guy up, pulls him inside, and they show him the monkey like just peeling his face off. Right, just his skin, right, and I'm like, oh,
well, and that's realistic too, because they'll tear your skin off your body.
Yeah, so fucking then he's out and about, and he fucking like.
So the trainer opens the door or whatever.
Yeah, to go give him a shot.
His face off,
it kills him.
Gets out.
Yeah, so all these fucking now these chicks are down at the pool area. Right.
I was hoping they were going to be in a convertible.
Yeah, they're down
at the pool. Sounds good.
They're down the lower level at the pool, right? And all their phones is upstairs. Right?
And this is close to where the monkey just got loose from.
He's at their crib. He's still at the crib.
Does he just stay in the cage all the time?
He stays in the cage, and they let him out, and he's always walking around. Like at the beginning of the movie, he was hanging out, and chilling with them in the room and shit, shaking their hands and just like being with them and chilling with them. But then at night, the dad locks his ass up in his little cage. You know what I mean? In the monkey cage, you know what I mean? So,
okay.
But the trainer went in there to give him a shot. Give him an antibiotic because the dad called the trainer or the doctor was like, you know, he got bit. Give him an antibiotic and go test the joint, whatever. So they had the joint off test and
so he opened the door instead of hitting him through the cage door that was closed. He let him out. He
Well, he went inside to give him the shot, right? Because the monkey was just sitting right there out, or the chimp. And then next thing you know, he went and loaded up the cartridge, and the monkey hid in the fucking box.
Is this chimp like a short monkey?
Yeah, small regular size. You know what I mean?
Like the size of like a boy, like a little boy, like you could.
Yeah, he's just a little guy, probably sitting about this off the ground, maybe like that.
So he's like 2 or 3 feet tall.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Not big, but big enough to fuck you up.
He's a chimp.
He's a chimp. Yeah, he's a chimp. And so fucking now he's out and about. Now they're at the pool. Right, stuck in the pool.
So he's a rabid maniac.
Yeah, because the pool,
around.
the fucking house is dope as shit. They live on a cliff, and the pool butts up to the cliff. The one side.
Does the monkey throw the
two sides
girls off the edge
two
of the cliff?
sides got the wall, right? So the boy tries to be a man and go and push the monkey over, which he does. But of course, the monkey can grab a hold of something, so pushes him over. The dumbass wants to go look over the edge,
and the monkey grabs him.
And the monkey grabs him and throws his ass over, and then they show him laying on his head, and his head splats. You know what I mean? So he's gone. So now the monkey is fucking.
So this is a supremely stupid movie.
Yeah, because the monkey ended up climbing the wall, walking over, jumping down on the other side. Now he's on the cliff wall, looking at these fuckers, right? And then the guy tries to push him over, and he blah blah blah. So then the monkey jumps back over on the where the stair side is. He's just hanging out right there, right? And so the fucking one of the daughters, one of the kids, who's like owner of the monkey, like once they find out the motherfucker got rabies. You know what I mean? Because they see the fucking thing drooling.
So he's like trying to save the monkey?
He was trying to kill him. The kid was trying to push the thing over. You know what I mean? Kill him. You know what I mean?
But now the kid's dead.
That dude's dead. That's the first one that died. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then, so now they already got, before they get in the pool though, the little kid gets like a whole chunk bitten off of it because she's over here talking to the monkey. Or the chimp, you know what I mean? Then they all find out that motherfucker got rabies because they all clicked about that little thing that got in there and blah blah, and they see the fucker drooling. So they're like, get away from him, and by that point,
it was foamy drool.
Yeah,
though.
yeah. And the other thing, at that point in time, motherfucker grabs over and takes a whole chunk of this bitch's leg off. So they jump in the pool.
So now she's got.
Yeah, she's been bleeding. She bleeding the whole movie, right? She got a whole chunk of leg missing out of her. So she's just in the pool for this entire movie, just on a floaty. You know what I mean? They give her a tourniquet, but she still would have bled out and died. You know what I mean? I mean, come on now. Like she had a whole chunk missing out of her ass, you know what I mean? Maybe not because she's in the water. I don't know if you bleed as well in the water as you do out.
If she's in the pool with a bunch of chlorine, that might
do
something. But
so they're trying to find their cell phones and shit most of the movie and shit, and then fucking everybody ends up dying except for the two chicks and the dad. But it's fucked. Like it's all right. It's probably not as good as Congo. But the monkey does. The chip's got one of them iPads where he's talking and shit.
Oh, okay.
So he's like hitting a button.
He's like the dogs with the balls on the floor that say different words.
He's sitting there. At one point in time, the fucking went right on the pool. The monkey's just sitting there. The chimp's just sitting there, hitting the button. Y'all dead. He just hitting this button and shit, just fuck with him. And then the end of the movie, the last scene when everybody dies. Or they taking the girl to the hospital, right? And everybody died, and they saved the day. They ended up killing the monkey or the chimp. The cop hits the Lucy Bad button on the thing, and that's how it just ends. And it's like, because it's almost like a Congo, you know, Amy Bad Gorilla type shit. You know what I mean? But it's. I mean, it's in the same sense, like of the violence that the fucking. But those were silverbacks.
Those were crazy gorillas.
Yeah, silverback. But
that movie, the Congo.
But they showed the one where what the chimp would do is grab your lip and rip your fucking jaw. That's what he was trying to do with people.
Sure.
He ended up ripping the one dude's jaw right the fuck off, man. Like I was like, fuck, man.
So this is just like a slasher flick, but it's the bad guy isn't Jason or Freddy.
Yeah, it's like a slasher horror.
It's a monkey.
Yeah, but it's.
But that harbors a bit of reality to it, whereas like Freddy in Your Dreams is a lot less real.
Well, a lot of people got house pets that aren't, or house animals that are pets that shouldn't be a house animal pet.
That's what I'm saying. I mean? Like it's fully possible that your buddy could have a chimp, and you go over to his house one day, and the chimp's fucking rabid and on the loose, and you're like, "What the fuck is going on here?" And the chimp grabs your jaw and rips it off and throws you off the cliff. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, no, because all these kids,
just mortal man.
These kids were all over there at that dude's house, and the dad was like an author, I guess. So he flew away to sign some books and shit.
He left these children amongst a rabid chimp that they think is their friend.
It definitely is their friend. It's definitely like they have pictures of the monkey with the kid, like when the grown kid is a child.
I'm saying though, like in reality, like those kinds of chimps reach a certain age and they become like crazy anyway.
I would assume
and will
so,
kill you and shit just because they've had enough of your bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, and weird people do weird shit, especially weird ass motherfuckers that have like, you know, fucking gorillas and chimpanzees living at their house and shit.
But I mean, I don't know. Like I said, he locked them up, but it was, you know, it was a trainer going in there. I mean, but
sounds like mistakes were made.
Oh, for sure. But you know, I mean, the movie's got to happen somehow, you know.
Plot device.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But it was alright. And then we watched Apex. It's like surviving the game.
Oh,
Kinda
but it's not as good as surviving the game.
No. Sharon, who the fuck was she again? Fuck was her name?
Surviving game was fucking dope, and it was realistic because it all took place over like a day or two, like out in the wilderness. Like, it wasn't like drawn out. It was like clearly the same night. If you haven't seen Surviving the Game, it is highly recommended. Hard to find on DVD apparently, but I got a copy. But it probably doesn't work. I haven't watched it in a long time.
Charlize Theron.
Charlize Theron.
And the other guy, I don't remember what the fuck the other movie the other dude played in, but the one dude was like that movie was, I don't know, that movie was fucking fucked up. One chick, like she was trying to go whitewater rafting. Really didn't make no sense because like she was trying to go raft to this one spot, but she's all by herself. So in my mind, I'm like, all right, that's fine. You park your car here and you float 15 miles down a fucking river. How the fuck you get back to your car?
You gotta walk.
You gotta walk back,
catch a ride.
Yeah, but
if you're doing that, like I'm not going down in a whitewater raft. I'm going down in a canoe.
She was in a kayak. She was in a kayak, right?
All right.
But what she was doing is first there was some guys. She met up with some rednecks at this country store, right? And they were all trying to fuck with her. And then there was this park ranger who was trying to save the day. Was like, I think she's all right, fine, you know what I mean, leave her alone, type shit, blah blah. And then he meets her outside, and she's like, I don't know where to go. And he's like, if you're trying to go there, you can go this way or you can go this way. And he fucking he ends up
does he turn up later in the movie?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he ends up showing up later on. Yeah, he's definitely the bad guy. He ends up showing up later on, and he's just following her the whole time because like she goes to park before she gets ready to drop in the water, and the rednecks run up on her again and start fucking with her and shit, and she just stays in the car. But then she goes to sleep, but she hangs her bag up outside the fucking tent, fucking retarded. So she wakes up in the morning, her bag's gone, and so then she fucking just starts walking wherever. Or no, she started floating. I didn't think she started floating. That's right. She floated down to where she was supposed to go. She just kept going down the river, and then where she ends up running to a campsite just in the middle of the fucking woods, and it's old boy again. And he's like, "Oh, you found it, blah blah." And
because he knew where she was going.
Yeah, because he was like, because then he's like, because they're sitting there, he's feeding her food, and then he's like, "Well, you handled yourself good last night at the fire." And she's like, "What are you talking about?" He was like, "I was watching you." You know what I mean? And then he gives her her bag. He comes out with a crossbow in her bag, and he's like, "I'm gonna play this song when this song's over. You have until this song ends to get as far away from me as you can." So he's playing this song, and then there's a timer starts, so she runs off. So then this
is so derivative of like
he's like driving around like trying to shoot her with the bow and shit, right?
You ever see River Wild?
I don't
Kevin
think so.
Bacon.
I think, are they whitewater rafting in that joint?
Yeah, she's whitewater rafting with the kid, and yeah.
Well, so long story short, park rangers just ended up guiding people there, and he's fucking killing them, and he's making jerky out of them, and he's selling the jerky at the ranger station. So you go to the ranger station right before she departed, and there's all these posters on the wall of all these missing person people. And dude's like, I don't know, if you go up there, you may never come back type shit, right? So at the end, the guy takes her to his where he be making jerky out of people and shit, right? And she sees all these fucking dead people in this fucking cave and shit just all over the place. And so I don't know how the hell she got out of that one.
So this is you and Lisa was watching this shit?
Yeah.
Y'all on some trash TV.
I told her we got to watch it because I said put a movie on. I said put a movie on that you want to watch that I can not really watch but semi-watch while I'm painting. And I got sucked into it, you know what I mean? Because once I seen old boy, but once I seen the sharpshooter come out, or the crossbow, I'm like, yeah, this is like a fake surviving the game. Anyway, got time for this shit, you know what I mean? But
yeah, surviving the game was dope.
But she was a rock climber too. Like I don't really remember what the whole concept.
Surviving the game was more realistic in a sense because they were bottling the heads in that special room. Remember?
Yeah.
And not making jerky out of anybody. Like,
yeah, he was making jerky out of these motherfuckers.
If you're making human jerky to sell, you got to be selling that to like Epstein or something.
He was just selling it right at the ranger station. You know what I mean? Like, the one dude was like, I don't like that shit. I don't eat it. I give it to my dogs. You know what I mean? Because nobody knew it was people. Until this chick showed up and he's got people hanging and shit and strips fucking in the middle of making jerky and shit. But then I don't even know. I guess I don't even really know. Like I think.
You don't fully grasp the plot. For some reason,
yeah. There was like some cliff that the plan was if she could get him up the cliff, then he would let her free. So maybe he's trying to find people this whole time to get him to help him climb this fucking cliff or some shit.
There was a story when I went to summer camp that they used to tell called "Surviving the Game," that. Yeah, is it called Surviving the Game? No, The Most Dangerous Game. It was a book, short story. I don't remember who wrote it, but that's the first thing that I'm aware of, the furthest back, that is this basic storyline where there's a dude that's a hunter and he's on a boat and he's going through like the English Channel or some shit. I don't fucking know where the story took place, but he heard a gunshot and then he ended up he fell off the boat for some reason in the beginning of the story. I don't remember why. But he hears a gunshot, and he knows that the boat that he was on he can't catch.
Yeah.
So he swims towards the gunshot, and he ends up on an island. And there's this fucking rich dude with this island that brings him in and gives him food and takes care of him, gives him a nice bed for the night and all that. And then the next day, he shows him around, and he tells him about how he's a hunter, too, and he's got all these hunter... like animals, that have been taxidermied and shit. And then at the end of like the day, he says, tomorrow you're going to go and be my game and I'm going to hunt you. And nobody's ever gotten away, but I'm looking forward to it because I think you're a worthy adversary or whatever. And it's this whole long ass story. And this dude is out in the woods fucking avoiding this hunter dude and like kills him in the end and feeds him to his dogs and sleeps in his bed and never slept better. And it's a good story. The Most Dangerous Game. I'll look up who wrote it. But like this is some like derivative shit of that.
That movie wasn't that great. Like I said, that was just the middle of the fucking day. I was doing shit. We were watching that John. The other that Primate movie, that movie was alright. I don't think I'll sit down and watch it again type shit. But it could have been more graphic, but that chimp was fucking people up. He took this one, he come down hanging off the lights in the pool and grabbed this bitch's hair and fucking...
The monkey?
Yeah, the monkey scalped about fucking 4-inch chunk out of her fucking, ripped the whole fucking, like the skin off, like the gory parts was graphic. That's what really kept me there.
The extremeness of the violence.
Was just fucking wild. Like the one time when he like
1924 short story by Richard Connell, big game hunter, Sanger Rainsford. I knew his name was Rainsford, but I didn't know it was Sanger. Sanger Rainsford becomes shipwrecked on a remote island and is hunted by aristocrat General Zaroff, who has grown bored with hunting animals and now hunts humans for sport. Great story. Great story. And the summer camp I went to, they probably still do that shit. Bill probably still reads that shit. Because I went and saw those motherfuckers last year, and it was cool, and Bill was still there, so I presume Bill still does the Most Dangerous Game. But you're not allowed to go, because you're a random person listening to this podcast right now. But, with that said, I think we're going to have to bring this episode to a close. We'd like to thank you so much for listening. We'd like to encourage you to listen to old episodes, as well as new episodes. Don't forget, we love you very much. And keep grinding on the shit you're trying to get done, because that's how it's going to get done. And don't forget, we love you very much. And peace be with you.
Peace.